Imagine having to come home and tell your wife or husband you were ticketed for being in a place known for drugs and prostitutes, and you did nothing wrong.
Wrong place, wrong time. Just what are Detroit police up to here? As 7 Action News investigator Ross Jones shows us, just sitting on your front porch, it can get you in trouble these days.
It was a route home Robert McGowan had taken dozens of times before. But on a night in August, his trip back from this Detroit house was different. As he made a turn, Robert noticed a police car.
Followed me up John R. quarter mile and turned his lights on and pulled me over.
That officer wrote him up for a decaying license plate, but it wasn't until the next morning that Robert looked closer at the ticket and saw 2 words that made him panic.
Prostitution, narcotics. It's like, you know, I was driving down the street. I wasn't sitting with my feet hanging out the window. I wasn't having some fun, you know, skipping up the sidewalk. I was driving home.
Turns out the cop wrote Robert up for loitering in a place known for prostitution and narcotics. It's a misdemeanor charge with a penalty of up to $1,000 and 93 days in jail. McGowan says he got the ticket because he was profiled.
He pulled me over because I don't look like I belong here after dark.
What he was doing was something that doesn't normally grab the attention of Detroit police, mentoring a 12-year-old boy. McGowan and his wife both mentored Jerry and his sister Linda. Over the summer, Robert enrolled Jerry on the same Royal Oak football team his son plays for.
He would come over our house after practice, eat dinner with us, and then right around dark, we'd take him home.
Michael Tonon was out after dark, too. The power company he works for dispatched him here at the corner of Remington and Charleston to check on possible downed power lines. And that's when he came face to face with a Detroit police officer, asking some very pointed questions.
Didn't I tell you there's drugs and prostitutes? And I said, you want to search my vehicle? There's no drugs or prostitutes in here.
Tonon told the cop he was there for work and even had his company call DPD to confirm it. But that wasn't enough. He, too, got a ticket for loitering in a place of illegal occupation.
What does that mean? I don't know. I don't think the city of Detroit police officers know what it means. It means what they want it to mean at the time.
Southfield lawyer Daniel Romano represents McGowan, Tonon, and about 20 others from both city and suburb hit with the same violation.
You can't loiter when you're at your friend's house. You can't loiter if you're moving in a car. You can't loiter when you're at your own home.
And yet that's exactly where Otis Evans was. Sitting on his front porch with his wife last fall, they were both relieved to finally see Detroit police at the home across the street. They say for years it's been a haven for drugs. Otis was surprised, though, when one of the officers on the scene wanted to talk to him.
I told him for what? And he said because I said so. And so I walked down to the bottom of the steps, and he handcuffed me.
Eventually, the cop took the cuffs off, but not before giving Otis that same loitering ticket.
You sitting on your own porch, minding your own business. You haven't said anything to anyone, but this is the treatment that you receive.
Detroit Police Chief Ralph Godby declined to talk about these cases. Instead, he released a statement that says, in part, over the course of a year, thousands of individuals are arrested by officers of the Detroit Police Department, and many more individuals receive citations. We are not in a position to respond to claims that cases were mishandled. That's little help to McGowan, who spent months worrying about his court date thanks to those 2 words written on his ticket. Last month, in Judge Deborah Ford's courtroom, he was relieved to hear 2 more.
The case dismissed.
He and about 24 others have had their loitering tickets thrown out of court. Now they're going to court to take on what they call a police department that's out of control. They filed a class action lawsuit against the city in October. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.